Hello, everybody. Hello, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I just wanted to do a quick little live stream. Have some melancholic piano in the background there. Hello to a couple people that have already tuned in. Hello. Feel free to leave comments. I'm actually doing a continuation of a show that I did earlier today with Jason Pollock. And let me do some plugs real quick before I get too ahead of myself. Let me first introduce who I am while you folks are tuning in and watching and dropping in the comments where you're listening from. For those of you that do not know who I am, my name is Justin Gonzalez. I'm an entertainer based in the Philadelphia area. I have been performing for 20 years, both locally, regionally, and internationally. And in my travels and my studies and my performing in, opera houses and cabarets and rock and roll venues, I have learned that what I love most about performing are the stories. The songwriter has a story, the composer has a story, the lyricist has a story, the first person who performed it has a story, the song itself is a story. I have a story, you have a story, and it's in entertainment and performing when all of our stories come together. So that's a little bit about me and what I enjoy doing. I see a couple of comments in already. Hello. Oh, Lisa Huff, hello to you too. I see, hi, I'm Jason Podcast, who, Jason is a dear friend of mine. We started doing this podcast over the summer, and it's one of the greatest things. I know a lot of people have started podcasts, and I love you too, Jason. What we do is we just hang out. We hang out, we invite our friends to come and hang out with us, and they do, and we just talk like we're backstage after a gig, and it's so much fun. It's one of the things that I miss most about performing in a venue for an audience with other people, is getting to enjoy those moments. And Jason, thank you so much for bringing me into this and getting to meet new folks and kind of expand my tribe. And speaking of that, you can see scrolling below all the ways that you can find me: Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Just search Just Gonzalez Tenor. You can also go to justingonzaleztenor.com. But just wanted to give a couple of shout outs to a couple of my Twitch compatriots. Of course, I was just talking about Hi, I'm Jason Podcast. So check them out on Twitch. You can also talk to our dear friends, Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. Jason and I are with them every week. We do the Hi, I'm Jason show Wednesday nights at 7. And on Sundays at 6, we are a part of, and let me pull up the visual for it, The Beacon. of insignificance. And of course, am I a liar here? Do I not have this queued up? Come on, this is why we can't have nice things. I thought I had it queued up. I'm sorry. Mea culpa. Very sorry about that, Mark Riccadonna. But the Beacon of Insignificance is just a great round table. We play some games. We do. We're a big fan of Jackbox TV, and so we do that on live, and you guys can be a part of that. And with the help of Mr. Tom Bannis, you can even win a little bit of money. Let's see, another plug. Speaking of Mr. Tom Bannis, one of our producers and just one of the most positive human beings I know, visit his Twitch page, Down to the Felt NJ, or check out downtothefelt.com and really see what he's all about. He is a huge gambling enthusiast, and he just he's one of those people that just lives life to the fullest. So support him. He has a couple of other projects that are going through, hopefully starting next month. Very excited to see his Bucket List Experiences podcast, which again, hopefully is going to be starting very soon. So please check out Down to the Felt. And I think those are all of my plugs. So let me tell you about what I'm going to do today. And do I have... No, I took away my website page. I just realized I don't have my banner for my website. But anyway, we have that scrolling along the bottom. JustinGonzalezTenor.com if you want to see what else I have going on. Let me check the comments. Looks like I have a couple of comments that popped in. It really is a blast. We're having fun talking with friends and without wearing pants. And Tom is so genuinely friendly. It's true. You know, I've only ever met Tom on the screen, but I until he mentioned it one day on a show, I always thought he was short. You know, I thought he was like maybe, like right there with John Poveromo, but who's I don't even think he's watching to defend himself. Poor guy. But he turns out he's 6'4", which makes him taller than me. I was shocked. But then again, in my defense, I've only ever seen him on a screen, so I thought he was about this big, at least that tall from the waist up. Anyway, let me get into what it is that I'm here to do. Jason and I were on earlier. A friend of ours, and of course I say that, a friend of ours, and her name just escaped me. Last name Bellini, because I just remember wanting to drink Bellinis. But Laura Bellini, a West Coast comedian who now is living in the New Jersey area. We had her on our show, the Hi, I'm Jason podcast, and she was just so funny. And she told us about a game that she and her friends would play, where they would use Cards Against Humanity as their prompt. But what they would do is they would take the cards, they would draw out 5 random cards, and they would do slam poetry using those cards. They could reorder them however they want. And Jason and I kind of took it our own way. We were doing beat poetry this morning, our little ode to Jack Kerouac and those fine folk of that era. And we had a great time. You know, everyone who was on just really, they were laughing and just really were being so communicative, and really enjoyed that. So I figured I would keep the party going, but I'm going to do a variation. Now, I do not own Cards Against Humanity, but I do own another card game called Utter Nonsense. Now, it's similar, but different. So we do have cards with phrases, but instead of having a main phrase or idea to complete or to answer, you have to take your phrases, and then there is an accent card. So you have to then read your phrase in the accent. So I'm going to do a demonstration. I'm going to just pick a random card out of the pack. And, oh geez, of course I had to pick a hard accent. The accent is Australian. So, trying to think now. Okay, what an Australian... Oh, geez. Okay, and I should also mention that not only is this utter nonsense, but it is the naughty edition. I'll hold that up so that you can see. The naughty edition. So, okay. Here's my Australian, I think. Back in my day, a selfie meant beating your own meat. So, and so you would play this with multiple people, all doing their best and or worst Australian accent. The first one I did here is I have sets over here that I have not looked at. And I have drawn 5 cards. My first initial one will just be done in a poetic style. And then every other pack I have after this has an accent card with it. So again, this is a variation on a variation of a variation of Cards Against Humanity. But hey, let's have some fun. Why not? And if you have Cards Against Humanity at home, or if you have a card game that has phrases and such, drop a comment. And in one comment, just write, 1 period as card 1, and then what does card 1 say? 2 period, card 2, so on, all in one comment. And if you leave a comment, I will pick an accent card and read your cards in said accent. So if you have again, any card game that has phrases or anything like that, I don't know. I know there's a meme game out there that has phrases. Leave me a 5-card sentiment in the comments so that I can share that with you in the most ridiculous way possible. So let's give that a try. And we're going to start with, again, this is just in a poetic and almost romantic style. LaCroix is French for cocaine. I've been single for so long that my grandma set me up with someone from her bingo hall. I haven't had a golden shower that good since Russia. My favorite Snapchat filter is a better looking person. No thanks on dessert. I'm saving room for my placenta. And that was a poem. Thanks to utter nonsense. So that's kind of the idea. Jason and I had some pretty off-color ones this morning, which I'll tell you, 9 a.m. It was a bit early for some of the stories that we were telling. But it was so funny that I had to, after I was done with my morning meeting, I had to come back, go live, and try this again because it was just too funny. So I have another set here. Again, cards that I have not looked at, but I also have included an accent card. So again, the first game that this came from, of course, was Cards Against Humanity. Then the next variation was using the cards from Cards Against Humanity and being dealt 5 cards and using those 5 cards, putting them in an order you want, and delivering them as slam poetry. Then Jason and I took it to doing so with beat poetry, more like a beatnik style. And then because I don't have Cards Against Humanity, I've included the utter nonsense cards. And now we are doing essentially one-man utter nonsense. And I have picked 5 cards with 5 phrases. And I am now going to choose, totally without having looked at any of this, an accent. And now I have to read all 5 cards in the accent. Again, if you have a card game that is phrase-based, please leave your phrases as one comment, and I will read them. I will pick a random accent card, and I will read them in that accent. Let's see what this next one's about. Oh God. Okay, so the accent is giving birth. Can't say that I know too much about that firsthand, but let's have a sip of tea first before we get into this. First card's perfect. Okay, here we go. Never trust a dude named Aaron. Why are there so many crusty socks underneath your bed, Jeffrey? Welcome to the Sisterhood of the Synced Cycles. I enjoyed a cheat day for the sex. Don't worry, baby. Everything's going to be alt-right. To people who are watching, either catching this live, or I know on Facebook and YouTube, people will be able to catch this as a rebroadcast. But let me know how I did on my accents. So I've already, I think, butchered the Australian accent. I think I did a nice poetic interpretation of those last cards. But let me know how I sounded as far as childbirth. So I wanted to also mention to everyone who is watching, again, if you're watching this live or if you're catching the rebroadcast, that please make sure that you check out Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling on Twitch. They are also on Facebook, Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. Feel free to, and on Facebook, spell out the word "and" though, because the letter N is not, that's specifically for Twitch. But we are going to be doing a show, I believe, next week with hosted by the great John Poveromo, one of our cast members for the Beacon of Insignificance. Again, if it's not in front of me, I always forget what it's called. So I think I'm going to have to add that to our brand, to my brand pages overlays real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to keep forgetting it, and Tom Bannis is going to beat me up, and I don't need that. Because I bruise easily. So, just going to scan through real quick. There it is. So hopefully that'll upload just fine. But we have a show. There it is. The Beacon of Insignificance. That's our show on Sundays on Twitch. So, but be sure to check out the Facebook page as well, because we are going to be announcing this show that we are doing with our host, John Poveromo, again, one of the members of the Beacon of Insignificance. And it's going to be a great opportunity for you guys to hang out with us in a very real way. Tickets will be $5, and you'll get to hang out and play video games with us. I mean, how awesome is that? And the game that we play a lot is very similar to Cards Against Humanity, but instead of cards being dealt, you come up with your own answers. So feel free to be as twisted as you'd like. But that show's coming up, I believe, a week from today. So hey, stick around. I think it's a week from today. Yes, a week from maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. They'll correct me, and all the more reason why you have to head over to Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling, because they keep me honest. Let's go on with the next set of cards. Okay, so next accent, let's see. And after that, we have 2 more sets. So, okay, the accent first. Okay. Cry. Okay. Let's see. Hell is soggy cereal. I pooped my pants again. Now get over here and powder my beehole, you big perv. I can consciously uncouple from my credit card debt. Meh. Your sex stories are fake news. Okay, cry. So, oh man, I cannot wait for one of 2 things. Either I need to get everyone to buy these cards, or I can't wait for us to be able to be in the same room again, because I love this game. And I've during all of this, the pandemic, my family, mine and my wife's family, we've kept things kind of close. Our bubble's been fairly small, but we got together for a game night once during all of this, and we played this game, and it was so funny. And the thing that made it really funny were the people that didn't think they'd be good at it were great at it, because they're afraid, like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to do like a Cockney accent, or I'm gonna have to do Welsh, or it's crying or giving birth. Those are the accents, and especially in the naughty edition, the phrases are a little bit more colorful. So really enjoying that. And so again, there are two versions of this. There is a regular version in a green box, and then the naughty edition in the yellow box. But we got them both because just the game is so much fun. So make sure you check out Utter Nonsense. I have two more stories. I guess they're no longer poems, but I have two more stories to deliver for you. 5 card. I might even do a one more after that to warm myself up for a voiceover that I'm doing for a friend's podcast. And we'll talk about that in just a second. But let's see again. If you're watching, please do me a favor and feel free to share this on your page, or share this in some way, shape, or form on your favorite social media outlet. And again, let's keep this conversation going. It looks like Hi, I'm Jason had to pop out and have a couple of people watching. But again, leave me a comment. Let's chat. And if you're watching this as a rebroadcast, just drop a line in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you're thinking. And let me know some stuff that you'd like to see me do on my off days. You know that on my pages on Thursdays, starting at 7 p.m., I do a show called Thursday Thoughts, where I essentially do a miniature 3-song concert where I take your suggestions and I put together a show. Also, I take any businesses or artists or entertainers that you would like for me to talk about, and I do a segment that I call my local business moment. And that is just the opportunity for me to chat about over there local business moment. That's just an opportunity for me to chat about, again, artists right now, mom and pop shops, places that we love. So that way we're reminded that we have to take care of these people today if we want them to be there tomorrow. This pandemic has really given everyone a what for. So it's just a small way that we can help people. Okay, so I've got another story here for you using the cards. And so let's start with the accent card. Again, for those of you that may be just popping in, we are doing One Man Utter Nonsense. Utter Nonsense is a card game similar to Cards Against Humanity. But instead of having a central phrase card that you have to answer, or you have to react to or fill in the blanks, this has phrase cards, and then the card that gets thrown down in the middle is an accent card. And so you have to say your phrase. You have to pick the best phrase in your hand and say it in that accent, and hopefully the judge picks you. But again, One Man Utter Nonsense will be me blindly choosing an accent card, and I'm going to read 5 cards in that accent, just because it's funny. Okay, this accent is excited. I can do excited. And again, if you're watching this live or you're catching the rebroadcast, leave a comment. Let me know where you're listening from. Let me know if you have an idea for Thursday Thoughts, and let me know what you think of this, because I'd love to do this again, either with some folks from the Beacon of Insignificance, or maybe even just friends popping on, and we'll type in the cards, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so excited. Come for the buffet lunch. Stay for the daytime strippers. That profile pic of you flexing made my panties moist. Shut up, you friggin' kumquat. Jesus Christ, is he still our president? And last, I'll take the 72-ounce ribeye with a side of meat sweats. Okay. That presidential one was a little apropos. I mean, many folks are on the countdown right now. I guess everyone's on the countdown, but whether or not you're happy with the, what's going on is a totally different story. but and not one that I will talk about. We'll leave that to John Poveromo. So I have one more. Oh, I have two more. I will literally do it right now. I will draw 5 new cards for my final. So I just pulled out, as you can see, a bunch. I'm going to give them a light shuffle. I'm going to throw down one card, a light shuffle. Throw down another card, light shuffle. Third card, light shuffle. Fourth card, light shuffle. Fifth card. Okay, so 5 cards and a special, very special accent for the last one. But we do have one more accent. And what do we have here? Let's see. I see that some folks are watching. Feel free to drop a line in the comments section. Let me know who you are. And again, if you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, all of the comments come to a central spot for me. So it'd be really great to see who is watching and who is listening. And again, if you're catching this as the rebroadcast, drop a comment regardless, because I still see them. And just would love to know where you're listening from. Let me know what you think of this. Just kind of have a fun, little segment in the middle of a day, sort of a thing. I might pop in and do these again with some friends that are available. And if you have any ideas any songs or artists that you would like for me to pay tribute to, or perform on my Thursday Thoughts show, which goes live every Thursday night at 7, drop those in the comments as well. So that way I can prepare my show for you all. Okay, so our last card, accent card. Let's see what that says. So this is a nonsense judge's choice. And since we do not have a nonsense judge, I am going to put that in the middle of all of the accent cards. I'm going to do this on screen so everyone can see. I'm going to shuffle the yellow accent cards, again, giving them kind of a light overhand shuffle here. I'm going to try to stay on camera for all of this. So that way it's fair. It's, above the table, as we say. Okay. I'll even do a single-handed Charlier cut, and then wherever this cuts, that will be the accent that we do. And the accent is... shout. Okay. So shout. Now that leads to a very loaded question. Now, shout, is that the same as yelling or screaming? Or I'm trying to think now. A shout is more like trying to talk to someone. If you're shout, okay. So my inspiration for this will be a loud spoken phrase, because I'm thinking of the movie Clue. I'm not shouting. All right, I'm shouting. I'm shouting. I'm shouting. I'm shouting. And then he gets hit in the head with the candlestick. Anyway, okay. Our 5 phrases said shouting. Dear sir, spare a zonk for an old blue-haired biddy who's in dire need of a pint? I need to hit the gym. My dad bod is growing mom boobs. It's cool. I'm with the band. My tush is a tad tender after that Tinder bender. Hipsters only listen to you if you're on vinyl. Those are all of my shouted. Oh my god, this is such a silly game. It's really funny when you're actually playing it with multiple people, because, again, all these interpretations of what the accent is. But those are the the last phrases that I have for a yellow card. The last one's going to be a special accent. I will be doing a voiceover for my dear friend John Reynolds and his lady fair Carmen Lynch for their podcast, The Human Centipod, which if you've not seen it, if you've not checked it out, run, do not walk. It is so funny. Again, since COVID, they've just been hanging out. He's a late night TV writer, and she is an internationally known comedian. And just the two of them and just their out there minds, together in one podcast is just too much. And so I'm doing a special voiceover for them as a certain POTUS we all know. So here are our last 5 cards. As read by the greatest president of all time. Some people say he's better than Abraham Lincoln. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Here we go. Get this is going to be great. The response on this, huge, huge. Other people have tried to do this. We've done it better. No one's been better. You can look at the numbers. I'm not going to show you the numbers, but you can look at them. On your own time, find them. You'll be able to look at them. Melania, stop knocking on the door. I'm doing a thing. Okay. If I had super strength, I'd probably just buy more stuff at Costco. A fat man once told me to always butter the bread before frying it in chocolate sauce. Very good. Very good. They did a really good job at this at the Four Seasons. The one in Northeast Philadelphia. The one with the dirt. I'm just a nasty woman living in this crazy covfefe world. I don't get it. Was that supposed to be funny? Okay, 2 more cards. Here we go. I'm paleo, bro. Get those carbs away from me. Get those votes away from me. It's a lie. It's all a lie. I won. Okay, last card. Do you ride a bike to work, or are you a grown-up? I need to know. The people want to know. How about it, Grandpa Joe? Yeah, that's all I got, folks. But be sure to check out The Human Centipod, and you'll maybe hear a visit from former President Trump as part of their introduction or their out. But guys, thank you so much for joining me for a little bit of utter nonsense. Live streamed here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Let me go through all of these banners again real quick. Again, be sure to, as it's been scrolling below, follow Justin Gonzalez Tenor on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You could also go to my website, justingonzaleztenor.com. And again, a special shout out and again, just follow these guys. They're out of this world. Jason Pollock over at Hi, I'm Jason Podcast, HIJ Podcast on Twitch. You can also go over to Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling and Down to the Felt NJ. Now, all these guys are on Facebook as well. So be sure to follow them there because they're just fantastic. And they have really been quite a saving grace in this time of COVID because, we all miss performing. We miss performing. We miss the camaraderie of, backstage and just getting that energy of being together. And so this has been a way of being together even though we're apart. And I really appreciate it. And thank you. Thank all of you for your support. Those of you, again, that are watching live or catching this as a rebroadcast on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You will not be catching this as a rebroadcast, but feel free to stop on over to my YouTube page or my Facebook page and check it out there. But unless you're watching this live, you won't know that. So, but again, thank you so much. And a way that you can there's three ways, actually. You can continue to support what it is that I do, and the one is by sharing a post on your desired form of social media. Feel free to go to my YouTube or my Facebook and share the rebroadcast of this video. You can also write a review or write a comment, and by sharing my post, you're sharing that, and you're writing your review and your comment and sharing your thoughts with people who may not be fans of mine yet. And again, your friends and family are not necessarily mine, and so let's grow that family. And then lastly, you can visit my digital tip jar. You can pop on over to Venmo, just search @ Justin Gonzalez Tenor, or head on over to PayPal, paypal.me/Justin Gonzalez Tenor. And the money that is donated is used for two things: making this show better and making sure the lights are turned on. That's it. It's making sure that that we here in the Gonzalez household are continuing to survive, and making sure that this show is still going. And that's it. What more can you ask for? I'll ask for one more thing. Do me a favor and support a local business. Keep washing those hands and wearing those masks. And last, just be nice to somebody. Things are really, really difficult right now. And, in life and in social media and all of that, we look at what we see and we take that as truth, when in actuality, we're watching someone's greatest hits reel, and we have no idea what their behind the scenes is really like. So take a moment and just choose to be kind, because we all need it right now. We all need it right now. So keep being great, everyone, and I will see you sometime real soon, but definitely on Sunday with the Beacon of Insignificance, on Wednesday with Hi, I'm Jason, and Thursday on Thursday Thoughts. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye now.